Hey there everybody, it's time for game number 27 in the Chicago White Sox 1977 replay. The Sox are 15-11, having finished the series with Cleveland. And now I'm going to do a quick review of those two games that were not on video. Do that. So let's go back. The one that was on video is the one that the White Sox won 4-3, where Cleveland left 14 runners on. So in the following game, it was Cleveland behind Wayne Garland's strong pitching, 8 innings, only allowing 2 runs. And then LaRoche and Kern kind of gave it up a little bit in the ninth, but they were able to hold on for a 5-4 win. Arvell Blanks home run that game for the Indians. And so at that point, the Sox were 14-10. Then we move on to the final game of the series, and the Sox were able. So actually, I got that wrong. It should be I think it should be 15-10. I think I got that wrong now that I'm looking at this. 13-9, 13-10, 14-10. Yeah, it should be 15-10. That's my bad. Didn't know what I was doing there. Didn't calculate it correctly. They are 15-10 because they actually won the final game of the series 6-4 over the Tribe. Steve Stone got the win, Fitzmaurice took the loss, and the Sox put up 3 runs in the third, thanks in part to a Jim Spencer 3-run homer. That was pretty much the whole deal there. But then the Indians counter with 3 runs in the fourth, 3 singles, actually 4 singles, a walk, and a stolen base brought 3 runs home. But then in the 8th and the 9th against the bullpen of Cleveland, the Sox were able to put a run across in the 8th, a run across in the 9th, and Laren LeGros made it stand up for a 6-4 victory. So that's where we stand. Sox are 15-10, and this is game number. Make sure I got my games right. Let's go to the box score here for the game we're playing today or tonight, and let's make sure we got the right 15-11. So I was half. Yeah, I am right. 15-11. So this is game 27. Game 27, played on May 9th, 1977, which, of course, I'm recording this May 9th, 2019. So they merged in pretty well. For the Rangers, the starting pitcher will be Tommy Boggs. He was not a very good pitcher in 77. He was 0-3 with a 5.93 ERA. In the replay, he's 0-2 with a 7.58 ERA. So definitely not doing well there. And for the Sox, it'll be left-hander Ken Brett. He will be on the mound for the Sox. We'll go through the starting lineups as we play the game. Makes it easier, I think. So we're going to start off with Ralph Garr leading things off against Tommy Boggs. And again, this is advanced with a sprinkle of super advanced, so I won't be rolling the D20 all the time, just when I think it's needed. So Ralph Garr is going to lead things off on the season. He's hitting .258, no homers, and 6 runs driven in. First pitch, it's a 4-5. Boggs against a left-hander. 4-5 is a fly to right. And that's 1 away. So at the same time, I'll be putting this into the computer as well. All right, that brings up Alan Bannister, next batter in the lineup. And Bannister is hitting .278, 1 home run, 10 runs driven in. 6-6, he's going to hit a solid single. So a 1-out single for Bannister, and the Sox may have something cooking here in the top of the first. They've been on the road quite a bit, so they're certainly looking forward to getting back to the friendly confines of Comiskey Park. I bring up George Orta. He's hitting .242, 6 home runs, 12 runs driven in. And Bannister, not much of a threat to steal. He is a D stealer, so he's not going to go anywhere. 1-7 for Orta, and that's a 1 for a triple. Anything else will be a single with 2 stars. So it's a single, 2 stars, and that'll put runners at the corners with nobody out. So Orta comes through with a single to put runners at the corners. Still only 1 out for Richie Zisk, and Zisk actually got his 2nd home run in the 2 games ago against Cleveland. So now he's at 2 home runs, 15 runs driven in, hitting .318 on the season. Got RBI opportunities right in front of him. 6'4", it's a catcher X, and that is Mr. Sundberg, and Sundberg is a 1E4. I'm sorry, 1E2. 1E2. All right, we'll go to the super advanced fielding chart. A 1 and a 17. 1 and a 17 is a G2, and that's a 9, and he is an E2. E2, there is no 9. So we go to G2, and let's see what G2 has to say. Runners at first and third. The infield normal, it says force. So come over here to force. Batter is safe, runner at first is out, going to second, other runners advance. So basically it's an RBI ground out for Richie Zisk. As Sundberg's only play was to get Zisk at first, 2-3. Fielder's choice, my bad. He reaches on the fielder choice. Orta is out 2, we'll call it 2-6 for out number 2, and Bannister will score on the RBI ground out. So let's put this in the computer and make sure we've got everything where we need it. Fielder's choice, runner scores, is out, catcher to short. Okay, so now we're all set. Sox lead at 1-0. Still not done yet though. Jim Spencer steps to the plate, and Spencer, 277, 2 homers and 15 runs driven in. 1-7, and he's going to single with 2 stars, and that's going to bring home, actually it's going to move this to third, my bad. He was at first. So runners are at the corners again with 2 down, and the hit parade continues as Spencer gets the single. So now 2 on, 2 out for Oscar Gamble. A little bit more confusing when I'm trying to add into the computer as I'm playing the game. So I think I'm just going to do the computer part through the batting order, so I'll give you the stats, and after that I'm going to skip it and go straight to the cards and dice and leave the computer stuff for later. So try to bear with me in the beginning here. Oscar Gamble, 4-8 against a lefty for Boggs. That's a single, 2 stars. So once again, base hit for the Sox. Southside hitman. That will score Richie Zisk and move Spencer to third. So runners are still at the corners with 2 out, and 2 runs are now in on the RBI single by Oscar Gamble. So it's 2-0 Sox. That'll bring up Chet Lemon. And Lemon on the season hitting .248, 5 homers and 12 runs driven in. 5-5, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. Shortstop is Campaneris. He's a 2E29. 2E29. So a 2 and an 18 is definitely a good play. E29, and that's a 10. I don't think there's an error on a 10. Nope, there is on 11, but not on a 10. So Campaneris will make the play. Since it's a third out, we'll just call it 6-3 to keep it simple. But the Sox pick up 2 runs here in the top of the first. And it's a very profitable one for the Sox. 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the first, and on the mound for the Sox is left-hander Ken Brett. And on the season, he is 3-3 with a 4.14 ERA. So he's been given a 2-0 lead to protect. And Claudell Washington is going to lead things off for the Rangers. Claudell Washington on the replay is hitting .244. 1 home run, 7 runs driven in. 6-9, lefty on lefty. 6-9 is a ground ball to second, handled by Orta. And there's 1 away. So Orta, a fine play. And 1 away. And that'll send up Bert Campaneris, number 2 hitter. Campy hitting .250 on the replay. No homers, 9 runs driven in. 6-6 is going to be a 1-7 triple. 8-20 is a double. So Campy gets into 1. It's a double. 1 out double for Campaneris. And back come the Rangers. They're looking to answer those 2 runs by the Sox with 2 runs of their own. So Campy gets in the scoring position for the human rain delay, Mike Hargrove, and he has 7 home runs, 16 runs driven in, hitting .297 on the season. 2-7 against a lefty is a single to left field So we'll see if that will score Campaneris. He was being held, and Campy starts at a 17. He's being held, making him a 16. The left fielder, Ralph Garr, is a +1 arm, so he gets that number back to make it a 17. So 1 through 17, he's going to score, and he does. So it will be a RBI single for Mike Hargrove, and the Rangers are on the board 2-1. Cut that lead in half. I'll bring up Willie Horton, DH. And Horton on the replay, hitting .259, 1 homer and 6 RBIs in 54 at-bats. 3-4 against a lefty. Ground ball, shortstop A, that is a double play, 6-4-3. Just what Ken Brett needed to get out of that jam, but Texas does still score a run. And at the end of 1 complete here in Arlington, it is Chicago 2 and Texas 1. As we put in the rest of these results, here we go. All right, bear with me on that. I think 1 more inning is all we're going to need for that. So after the second inning, it should go much smoother, hopefully. All right, so Eric Soderholm is going to lead off with the Sox here to start the second. And on the season replays, Soderholm only .232, but he does have 6 homers and 11 runs driven in. 4-9 against Boggs, struck him out. So Boggs with the whiff. Soderholm is out of there. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, catcher Jim Essien. And on the season, Essien 373, 3 homers and 12 runs driven in, only 67 at bats. He does have 11 walks, so Essien has been a force in that number 9 position. 4-7, he's going to get another hit, so his average is going to go up even more. As base hit there for Jim Essien. He's no threat to steal, though. He's an E. He won't even be held. But he does get the base hit. And that will send up Ralph Garr. Flew to right first time up, 4-5. It's going to fly to right again. Must have gotten the same rolls. That's 2 down. So 2 down. With Essien still at first. And that'll bring up Alan Bannister, the shortstop. First time for Bannister. He singled and scored. 6-6, he's going to single again. He won't score, but he's going to single. Single to center. Now, Essien doesn't run well, so he's an E runner, and he only runs at a 11. But it's not being held, though, so that would make him a 12. And then +2 for there being 2 outs would give him a 14. Center fielder arm. Beniquez, though, was a -3, so they're going to go ahead and hold him there. They're going to just hold him up. So 2 on with 2 outs. And then we'll leave it up to George Orta to try to get the next run across. Orta singled his last time up, 5-6 against the lefty for Boggs, and he's going to do it again. 1-9 is a double, 10-20, a single, 2 stars on both, so the run will score. It's a 2, so it's a double for George Orta. And that's going to score Essien from second base. And it's going to move Bannister to third. So 1 run is in. Runners are second and third. Their Sox looking for more off of that double. And it's going to be up to Richie Zisk to try to provide more. And the Rangers might be looking for the bullpen. The way this game is going, 3-3. However, Zisk flies to center, and the inning is over. So all of that, and the Sox only get the 1 run. So really, for Boggs, not as bad as it could have been, for sure, as Zisk failed in the clutch. And we go to the bottom of the second with the score Chicago 3 and Texas 1. So we start the bottom of the second with Brett back out there, and Toby Harrah, third baseman, is going to lead off. On the replay, Toby Harrah, 289, 3 homers and 14 runs driven in. 4 7 against a right-hander is a solid single. So Hara with the base hit. And the hit parade continues. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Ken Henderson. And on the season, Henderson only 214, 1 homer at 5 runs driven in. 4-5. Henderson's a switch hitter batting right. It's a ground ball to third, fielder's choice. As Soderholm will go the short way to order. 5-4 if you're scoring at home. And if you're scoring at home, you might need some psychiatric help. So fielder's choice, 5-4. All right, that'll bring up Bump Wills. Bump Wills, second baseman. No homers, 7 runs driven in, hitting .267. All right, switch hitter batting right-handed, 6'3". There's an in-home run chance, and he does have normal power. So 1-13, and Bump Wills is going to tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. And he does. So Bump Wills, a 2-run shot. And just like that, we are tied at 3 here at Arlington Stadium. Bump Wills dropped down to the 7 position. Usually hits closer to the leadoff spot, but shrewd batting order move there to put him down in that position. And he was able to come through. So now, score tied at 3 to bring Jim Sundberg. Step up, hitting .250, 1 homer, 13 runs driven in, 6-6. And that's going to be more danger for Brett. 1-7 is a triple. 8-20 is a double. That is a double for Sundberg. So Brett struggling. Of course, last time we saw Brett, he was facing his brother Ken Brett in the Brett versus Brett matchup. But that's long gone now. Here's Juan Beniquez, still only 1 out. Beniquez, number 9 hitter, hitting .313, 1 home run, 11 runs driven in. 5-3 is a fly ball left field X. That is Mr. Gar. He's a 4, E4. 4 and a 7. That could be problematic. 4 and a 7. A 4 and a 7 is a single 2 stars. So I thought it could be problematic. That's an 11, and he's an E4. E4, there is no 11, but it is a single with 2 stars produced by Beniquez, which is going to score Sundberg from second. And the Rangers take the lead, and now the Sox bullpen is active. Early on, Bart Johnson is loosening in the bullpen, as they now trail it 4-3. So what once seemed like a comfortable lead has vanished. And now we're back to the top of the order, Claudell Washington. And now that we've circled the orders for both teams completely, I can go straight to the dice and forget the computer now. 2-4, lefty on lefty. 2-4 is a ground ball to the pitcher, B. So it's a fielder's choice for out number 2. We'll call it 1-6. Claudell Washington will reach. Now he is an ace stealer, so as an ace stealer, he comes up 15. Brett's a -6 hold though, so that knocks him down by 5. So the 15 becomes a 10, plus he's being held becomes an 8. So Claudell's not going to risk it. Brett, excellent holding runners on. Here's Campaneris. 2-6, ground ball to third. That's going to end the inning. It's actually a fielder's choice. So Soderholm goes a short way, ends the inning. But 3 runs come in for the Rangers, and after 2 complete, it is 4-3 Texas. And now that the computer stuff is out of the way, we can zip on along here, assuming the starting pitchers will cooperate. Tommy Boggs back out. Now he's got a lead to work with, facing Jim Spencer. 3-5 for Spencer is a strikeout. So maybe Boggs got a little energy from that lead. Strikes out Spencer. Here's Oscar Gamble. 5-10. Struck him out. So Boggs coming back with a vengeance. 2 up, 2 down on strikeouts. Here's Lemon. 3-8. And he's going to strike out. So how about that? Boggs strikes out the side. Talk about getting some confidence with run support. He comes in and strikes out the side. We go to the bottom of the third. It's a 4-3 Rangers lead. Here is Hargrove. Hargrove steps in against Brett, lefty on lefty, 3-11. He's going to ground to short. Hargrove grounds to Bannister, 1 away. Here's old man Willie Horton, 1-9. And it would have been a ballpark home run chance if we were doing the super advanced, but it's just advanced. So it's just a harmless fly to right field, handled by Zisk. 2 up, 2 down for Toby Harrah. 110, he's going to ground back to Brett. And actually now both pitchers seem to settle in since we got away from the computer. They have kind of found a rhythm and settled in. So now we go to the 4th. Still 4-3 Texas. Here is Eric Soderholm. So Soderholm steps in, struck out his first trip. 6-10, ground ball, third base X. That's Toby Harrah. And for Toby Harrah, his defensive prowess, he is a 3 E16. 3-12, he'll get to that. A 16 and an 11 on the third baseman. E16, there is no 11, so it's good play for Toby Harrah. 1 away. Soderholm is retired. 1 third baseman retires the other. Here's Jim Essien, the very hot Jim Essien. 2-5. Continues his hot hitting. That's a double. So Jim Essien, single, now a double. As the Southside Hitman look to come back and tie this game, if not take the lead. Here's Ralph Garr. 4-9. It's going to fly to center. That's 2 down. So it'll be up to Bannister to make it happen. Bannister, a 6-10. Ground ball, third base X again. So again, it's Toby Harrah. It's a 3 E16. 3 and an 11. He'll get to that. The 16, and that is a 12. E16, there is no 12. Good play for Toby Harrah. And the Sox are gone here in the 4th. So we go to the bottom of the 4th, still 4-3 Rangers. As Tommy Boggs looked like he was going to get blown out of this game, but has really settled in nicely. Ken Brett trying to do the same. Be facing switch hitter Ken Henderson, right fielder. 5-7, ground ball, second base X. That's Orta. He's a 4 E23. 4 and a 14, he'll get to that. E23 and a 7. E23, there is no 7, only an 11. So Henderson is out of there. Brings up Bump Wills. He had that big 2-run homer his first trip. 5-6. He's going to fly to center this time, though. Handled by Garr. I'm sorry, by Lemon. 2 down. Jim Sundberg, catcher. 5-12. Ground ball to Spencer. He'll take it to the bag himself. And finally, the pitching has shown up. Since we ditched the computer, the pitching has been flawless, almost. So now, I'm sorry, I got a allergy or cold or something. I don't know what it is. Something's working on my nasal passages, so I apologize if that's annoying. But I do need to breathe. So you gotta take the good with the bad, I guess. Here's George Orta. 1-5 for Orta, and that's a leadoff walk, and that's something that Boggs ought to not do. Do a leadoff walk to the batter, bringing up the big guys. Richie Zisk. 2-4 for Zisk. Fly to center. That's 1 away. Snagged by Benitez. Brings up big Jim Spencer, power hitting first baseman. 1-5, and he's going to come through. 1-5 is a double. 6-20 is a single. The run will not score, though. So it's a single, 2 stars, puts runners at the corners with 1 out for big afro-wielding Oscar Gamble. 6-11. Fly ball center field B. That's a sacrifice fly, so Gamble got enough of it. Benitez fields it, but he's too deep to make a play. And Orta will score, and we are tied at 4 apiece, thanks to the RBI single by Oscar Gamble. Still got a chance, though. Runner at first, 2 outs for Chet Lemon. 1-6, he's going to ground to short, and that's going to end the inning. So the run is across. We go to the bottom of the 5th, all tied up at 4-4. And Boggs, his fatigue was a 5, so he's given up 2 base runners, so he's very close to being fatigued. Ken Brett, his fatigue is a 6, so he can go a little bit longer as long as he's effective. We'll be starting off with the number 9 hitter, Benitez, who's like a second leadoff hitter. 6'10", he's going to fly to left. Handled by Gar, one away. Just called out Washington. 3-3 against a lefty. He's going to ground it to Spencer, and that's an easy out, number 2. And that'll bring up Campaneris. 5-6. 5-6 is a fly to center, handled by Lemon. And boy, Ken Brett is on a roll. 9-10 in a row now, retired by Ken Brett. And we go to the 6th, tied at 4. And the Texas bullpen does see activity, as Boggs may be reaching his point of weakness. And in the bullpen for the Rangers, it'll be left-hander Darryl Knowles. So left-hander Darryl Knowles is loosening. Here's Soderholm, start the 6th. 6-8 is a walk. So Boggs, one more base runner, and he will reach his point of weakness. Here's Essien. 3-8. Ground ball shortstop A. That's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. So that'll help Boggs. Thought about maybe a hit and run or something, but Essien's been so hot I didn't want to disturb him. And this time he found a double play. Here's Ralph Gar. 3-5. And that's a double play with a big one. Look at this. Gar's going to either triple or double. So that double play cost him a run. 5 is a triple. So that double play definitely cost the Sox a run, as Ralph Gar gets a 2-out triple, but he could be stranded there. It's up to Alan Bannister. Boggs is now fatigued. They're going to let him pitch to Bannister and take a chance he doesn't find one of those dots. 3-11 is a solid single by Bannister, and that's going to be it. That's going to be it for Boggs, as he allows the go-ahead run on that single. Sox take the lead. So Boggs is going to go 5 2/3, and he's going to face 29 batters. And now Darryl Knowles, the lefty, will be coming on to face the left-hander George Orta. So Darryl Knowles, lefty. On the 77 season, he was 5-2 with 4 saves, 3.22 ERA. So Darryl Knowles, see if he can't get that last out, facing Orta. 2-10, and he's going to get it. Foul out to the catcher, and that's going to end the inning. But the Sox take the lead, 5-4, off of Mr. Boggs, who's on the hook for the loss unless the Rangers can come back and tie the game. And Ken Brett will be back out there. This is his point of weakness beginning, so I have to keep an eye on him. He's going to face Mike Hargrove to start things off. Lefty on lefty matchup. 3-10, and that's a line out to Spencer, one away. It's now 11 in a row retired by Ken Brett. Here's Willie Horton. 1-7, make it 12 in a row. Strikeout. Ken Brett on a mission. Here's Toby Harrah. 3-7. Well, the mission may have ended. 1-5 is a triple, or it might need to be aborted. 1-5 is a triple. 6-20 is a single, and that's a triple for Toby Harrah. So now the tying run is at third base with 2 outs for Ken Henderson, switch hitter. So Brett has to bear down here. Bruce Delcanton, the righty, is in the bullpen. 4-6 against a right-hander, and that's going to be the base hit that's going to tie the game. It's going to get Boggs off the hook, and it's going to cost Brett a victory. 1-3 is a double, but that's a single, 2 stars, so that will score the runner from third easily. And Henderson with the single to tie the game. Now Bump Wills is a switch hitter, so they're going to let Brett pitch to Wills one more time. Although he did homer against him last time, but he's got a much better against righties. So they're going to keep him in there. 4-5. Ground ball to third is going to end the inning. Actually, it's a fielder's choice. 5-4 as Soderholm goes the short way. But after 6 complete, we are tied at 5, so it's a brand new ball game. Both starters. Well, actually, Brett could qualify for a win if the Sox take the lead this inning. As Darryl Knowles comes back out to start the 7th, facing Richie Zisk. It'll be Zisk, Spencer, and Gamble. 6-2. 6-2 is a fly to left. It would have been a ballpark chance, but in this case it's just a fly to left, one away. Here's Jim Spencer. 1-4. That's a solid home run, Jim Spencer, right there. Look at that column 1 against lefties. All homers right here. 1-4 is a home run, and Spencer has done it again. And now Brett can qualify for the win if the Sox don't lose the lead. Here's Oscar Gamble. 4-5 is a fly to left. 2 down for Chet Lemon. 2-10 for Lemon against the lefty. Flies to right. Inning's over. And that's probably going to be all for Knowles. He's going to go an inning and a third. He gave up that all-important home run. And now we go to the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher for the Sox will be coming in. It's Bruce Dalcanton. Right-hander. He's going to try to see if he can't keep the lead so that his partner over there, Mr. Brett, can qualify for a win. So let's go to Bruce Dalcanton, the righty. Dalcanton on the replay. Let's see if I can pick up his replay stats. Dalcanton, no wins, no losses, a 2.12 ERA. So pretty good middle relief type guy. And he's going to get his chance right here, Bruce Dalcanton, to pitch the 7th inning. If he does well, he might pitch the 8th. We'll see. Right now he's facing Sundberg, then Beniquez and Washington. 3-10, and that's a single for Sundberg. So Dalcanton on a short leash with that single by Sundberg. Now Beniquez is an A bunter, so they may have him bunt here. I think they will. They're going to have him bunt. Comes a B bunter. Ooh, 11 may be trouble. And 11 may be trouble with a B bunter. So sacrifice, bunt, B bunter, and 11 pops out, runner holds. So didn't work that time. He popped it up to Spencer. So the failed sacrifice. 1 down, and here's Claudell Washington. 4-10. Ground ball, second base, A. That's a double play. 4-6-3. Just what the doctor and Dalcanton ordered. And the Rangers are gone here in the 7th. So we completed 7 here at Arlington, and it's the White Sox 5 and the Rangers 4. And we'll need a new pitcher for Texas, as Knowles is done. And they're going to go to Adrian Devine. So Adrian Devine is going to be on. He will be on to pitch the 8th inning. Adrian Devine facing Eric Soderholm. 4-4. Fly ball center field X. That's Beniquez. He's really good. Beniquez is, get his numbers. He is a 1 E6, so we don't even need the D20. Just need the to check the error portion, because we know he's going to get to it. So he's an E6, and that's a 9. E6, there is no 9, so it's a good play for Mr. Beniquez. That's why he's in there, for his defense, not his offense. So Soderholm is out. Here's Essien. 5-9. Oh, and Essien continues to plug away. Look at this. 1-6 is a home run. He does have normal power. 7-20 is a double. So Essien just carrying the White Sox right now. 1-6, he goes deep. Oh, it's a double. So Essien has singled and doubled twice. Essien really smacking the ball around. Here's Ralph Garr. 2-11 for Garr. He's going to ground to third. That's going to freeze Essien at second. 2 down for Alan Bannister. 5-10. Would be a ballpark single check, but it's a fly to left instead. And the inning is over. So nothing doing for the Sox, but they still maintain a 6-5 lead. I think I said 5-4. It's actually 6-5. Giving the wrong score there. It's 6-5 actually. If you're watching that, wondering why I was messing up the score, it's because I wasn't paying attention. All right, so it is 6-5. Bottom of the 8th. Dalcanton Since he only faced 3 batters, he's going to stay in there to face Campaneris. But he is on a short leash. 6-7. Ground ball second base X. That's George Orta. And Orta's a 4 E23. 4 and 8. 4 and an 8. He will get to it, but barely. And there's a 10. No error on the 10, so it's a good play for George Orta. He was able to barely reach that, but he did. That's all that counts. Here's Hargrove. 1-9 for Hargrove. He walks. So a 1-out walk to Hargrove brings up Willie Horton. Now Willie Horton, yeah, they're not going to pinch it for Horton. He's dangerous against righties and lefties, so they'll leave him in there. Hargrove's not a threat to run. 3-7 struck him out. So Horton out on strikes. I don't know if he heard a who, but he heard a "you're out of there" from the home plate umpire. Here's Toby Harrah. 4-11. 4-11 is a ground ball to short. Handled by Mr. Bannister. He'll flip the short way to Orta for the fielder's choice to end the inning. So now we go to the top of the 9th. Still a 6-5 White Sox lead. Sox now will go to their bullpen in the bottom of the 9th to see if they can't save this one. Looks like it's either going to be Hamilton or LeGros. Let's see, 2 switch hitters for Texas to start the inning. And then Sundberg a righty. So looks like Laren LeGros is going to be coming in. Try to collect that save. All right, for right now, here's Orta trying to see if he can't build on that lead against Devine. 4-5 struck him out. So Adrian Devine gets the strikeout. We'll bring up Richie Zisk. 3-7. Wrong way. 3-7 is ground ball second base. Handled by Wills. 2 down. For Jim Spencer, he had that big home run his last trip. 4-6. This time he flies to left. Inning is over. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Strangers, as they will have to do it against the closer, Laren LeGros. So Laren LeGros will be coming on for the Sox. Laren LeGros. Going to try to finish this off. Devine goes 2 innings. And if it goes extra innings, he might even go a third because he's pitching pretty well. And Ken Henderson set to lead off. Let's see what they got on their bench. They do have Dave May as a lefty hitter. They've got Bill Fahey as a lefty hitter. Let's look at Dave May's numbers. See if he's a better hitter than Henderson is. Dave May. Now 241. Henderson's better than that. So Henderson's 258. So we're going to stick with Henderson. Switch hitter. It's going to be Henderson, Wills, and Sundberg. Bottom of the 9th. 6-5 lead for the Sox. 2-7. 2-7's a leadoff walk. That's not the way you want to start if you're LeGros. Leadoff walk to Henderson. He's a D stealer, but they're going to get a pinch runner for Henderson. So let's see who the better runner is. Let's see here. Stealing C. Well, they don't have a whole lot of speed on the bench. C runners are the best they have. C stealers, I should say. But the best runner they have is Sandy Alomar. So Sandy Alomar, he runs at a 15. So he may not steal, but at least can do better on the base pass. Actually, Henderson's a 15, so they're not going to use a pinch runner because Henderson's a 15 as well. I'm not going to try to steal, so nix that pinch run chance. Now Bump Wills is up. He is an A bunter, so they're going to go ahead and see if they can't get that runner into scoring position. Although last time they tried to bunt, it failed. It's an 8. I think this one will work. He's a A bunter, so there'll be a B bunter because the corners are in. And that's an 8, a B, and an 8. Batters thrown up by first baseman, so it's good play. So sacrifice 3-4. Spencer to Orta covering. And Henderson goes to second base. Now Sundberg set to step to the plate. It's a 291 hitter on the season, so no pinch hitting for him. So Sundberg a chance to tie it. 6-5. He's going to ground to short, and that's going to freeze the runner at second base. So now we're down to Juan Beniquez, but they may pinch hit for Beniquez, although he is a 269 hitter, so he's a pretty good hitter. So tough debate there. Do you pinch hit for him or do you let him swing away? They're going to let him swing away. They're going to keep him in there. He's got the higher average. So let's see what Benitez can do. 1-6, and look at that, it's a smart move. 1-6 is a walk-off home run. 7-20 is a tie game. So 1-6, and Benitez has walked it off. He does not. It's a double, but it's still going to tie the game. So take the win away from Ken Brett eventually now, as Aaron LeGros has blown yet another save, as we have a tie game, 6-6, and the Rangers a chance to win it here in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs. Claudell Washington, the batter. They could walk Washington because his run doesn't mean anything, and they will actually. They'll intentionally walk Claudell, set up a force play at any base, and Bert Campaneris stepping to the plate. 2-5. Well, it might work out. 1-8 is going to be a walk-off triple. 9-20 is a fly to right, and we go to extra innings. It's a 13, so we go to extra innings. The strategy paid off. But we're going to extra frames, and actually, Devine's going to stay in there because he's got a long relief rating. He's got a very good relief rating, so he's going to stay in there. We're tied at 6, going to top of the 10th. It'll be Oscar Gamble stepping to the plate here in the extra frames. We Gamble, Lemon, and Soderholm. 2-3 for Gamble, and he is hit by the pitch. So Oscar Gamble gets plunked. And now you wonder if they might have a pinch runner for Gamble, if they want to gamble and try to steal. So let's look at their bench, see who the good pinch runners are, assuming there are any. Let's see, they don't have anybody that can run whatsoever. Nordbrooke's a C stealer, that's the best they've got. So, and he only runs at a 13, so really, Gamble's better than anybody else they have, so they're going to keep him in there. And he's not going to try to steal, he's an E stealer, so, and he won't be held either. So here's Chet Lemon. 4-6, and Lemon struck him out. So Lemon, kind of bitter about that, but walks back to the dugout anyway. Here is Soderholm. 5-7, that's a ground ball shortstop B. It's a fielder's choice. They can't turn 2, but Campaneris does flip it to Wills for the force. And now Soderholm's aboard. He's a D stealer. He will be held on. Here's Essien, who's done just about everything for the Sox. 5-2, and it's got a chance to do it again. 1-8 is a 2-run homer, and 9-20 he flies out. But at 1-8, and we got a 2-run bomb for Mr. Essien. It's a 17 though, so he flies to left. He just got under it. And we're going to the bottom of the 10th. Still tied at 6. Now for the Rangers, it's Hargrove, Horton, and Hara to face LeGros. Now LeGros is not going to come back. He blew the save, so they're going to take him out of there. And they're going to bring in Dave Hamilton. So Dave Hamilton is on. Lefty, Dave Hamilton. And I think that's going to be all for Devine. He goes 3 innings in relief. So he will come out if it goes to the 11th. Right now, it is Hargrove against Hamilton, lefty on lefty. They're in the bottom of the 10th, tied at 6. 6-7 against the lefty. Ground ball second base X. That is Orta. He's a 4E23. 4-20, he'll get to that. That's a 13, so there is no error on a 13. On the 23, you have to have an 11 to have an error. So good play by Mr. Orta. One away. Here's Willie Horton. 3-6 against the lefty. Struck him out. So Hamilton pitching effectively. And that's the hat trick for Horton. He struck out 3 times in a row now. So he has the hat trick. Here's Toby Hara. 4-4. And that's catcher X. That is Essien. And as a catcher, Jim Essien is a 4. I'm sorry, he's a 2E4. 2E4. 2 and a 7. Let's see if that's a ground out. 2 and a 7. Actually, it's a pop out. Possibility. Nobody's on base, so there's no chance of a pass ball, but it's an 18. So that might be an error on the 18. Let's see. He's an E4. Yeah, I don't know how you can have this, but it's a 2-base error on a pop-up. I guess since it's in fair territory, it fell, and by the time they collected it, Hera had motored around to second. So a very unusual pop-up to the catcher that turns into a 2-base error on Essien. Puts the runner at second base with 2 outs, and Ken Henderson, the batter, he will turn around. He will continue to bat right-handed. He's been going back and forth. Brett was a lefty, so he hit right-handed. LeGros was a right-hander, so he switched to the left. Now he's back to the right. So Henderson against Hamilton, chance to win it with one swing of the bat. 1-7 against the lefty, struck him out. Against a right-hander, he may have gotten a winning hit. Well, it would have been 1 star, but he would have gotten a hit. Here it's a strikeout against the left-hander, so Hamilton picks up his teammate, Essien, and gets out of that error. So we go to the 11th, still tied at 6. And we need a new pitcher for the Rangers, as Sox will have the top of the order, Gar, Bannister, and Orta, 2 lefties. So they will go to Paul Lindblad. So Paul Lindblad, the lefty, is in for the Rangers. Paul Lindblad, pitcher number 4 for the Rangers. Lefty Paul Lindblad. And he's going to go to the top of the order facing Gar. Start the 11th tied at 6. 4-8, lefty on lefty, 4-8. Fly ball to left. Gar is out of there. Here's Bannister. 4-6 against a right-hander. Ground ball to third. 2 up, 2 down. That will bring up Mr. Orta. 6-9, and that's a home run chance right here, but he does have weak power against left-handers. So the best he can do is a double. 1-11 is a single. 12-20 is a double. And that is a single. If he had normal power, it would have been a home run, but he does not. So it is a single for Orta. Keeps the inning going, though, for Richie Zisk. Orta, D-stealer, he's not going anywhere. He is held, though. 3-11 is a fly ball to center. It's going to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 11th. Hamilton could be coming out. We'll see. Face 4 batters, so I guess they'll leave him in there, give him one more inning to go. They'll give him one more inning. Facing Bump Wills. Start the bottom of the 11th. 6-7, Wills is a switch hitter batting right. 6-7 is a ground ball second base X. Again, 4E23 for Orta. 4-3, that's going to get through for a base hit. And that is a 12, so no error on the 12. But it is a leadoff single for Bump Wills, and he is an A stealer. So he's looking to run. Hamilton actually is a +1 on a hold. So as an A stealer, he starts out A stealer. Starts out with a 15. Then you factor in the +1 because the catcher's a 0. So +1's a 16. Being held as a -2 makes it a 14. So 1-14, he'll make it. And he's caught stealing. How about that? Took the chance, and Essien made up for that error previous inning by firing out Bump Wills. Got the tag down. Bannister got the tag down, and it worked. So here is Sundberg now with 1 out and the base is empty. 1-8, ground ball to third. Fielder's, well, it would have been a fielder's choice, but with nobody on, it's a simple ground out. 2 down. So it's up to Beniquez. He had that double to send us the extra innings. 1-8. He's going to draw a 2-out walk. So 2-out walk by Beniquez, and he is an A stealer, so he's going to give it a go. 1-14. We've already factored in we already know the numbers. 1-14, he'll steal. And he does. It's an 8, so it's a stolen base for Beniquez. And he is in scoring position with 2 outs in the bottom of the 11th. And it's Claudel Washington, lefty on lefty against Hamilton. They're not going to pinch hit for Washington. They'll keep him in there. 6-8, and it's a fly to left to end the inning. So it didn't matter if they pinched it for him or not. If it brought a right-hander in, it would have been a grounder to short. So either way, it would not have mattered. And we're going to the 12th. And now, Lindblad will begin in his second inning of work. Hamilton's day is done. If it keeps going, it's going to be Wilbur Wood. Wilbur Wood will be coming on. Right now, Lindblad's second inning of work facing Jim Spencer. 5-8. 5-8's ground ball, second base X. That is Mr. Wills. And Bump Wills, 3E17. 3-2, that's a base hit. 17, see, make sure there's no 12 on that. There is not, so it's simply a base hit for Mr. Spencer. He does not run well at all, so they're going to hold him. They're not going to even hold him on. He's not going anywhere. Here's Oscar Gamble. Now it is lefty on lefty, so they might go ahead. I think they're going to go ahead and pinch hit with Wayne Nordhagen. So Nordhagen is going to be coming on off the bench, and he will stay in the game to be the new DH going forward. So Wayne Nordhagen for the Sox will pinch hit. Wayne Nordhagen pitch hitting for Gamble. Wayne Nordhagen. And he does really well against lefties. So let's see what he can do. Against Lindblad, 110. Well, it would have been a ballpark home run chance with super advance, but in our method here, it's just a fly to left. So 1 away. Brings up Chet Lennon. 4-9. Struck him out. So Lindblad trying to pitch around that leadoff single. 2 down. Here's Eric Soderholm. 4-7 for Soderholm. 1-4 is a single. Anything else is a ground ball to Hara, and the inning will be over. But it's a 1, so it's a snuck it by Hara. And Soderholm, 2-out single. That brings up Essien, the man of the hour, seems like. 2 doubles and a single. 2-6 rather against the lefty. This time he's going to pop to short, so unable to come through. We go to the bottom of the 12th. My score sheet's out of innings now. If it goes to the 13th, I'll have to find something else to keep score on, because my score sheet is completely out of innings. But we'll see how that works out. Alright, so Hamilton is gone, as I said, and that means we're going to go to Wilbur Wood. So the knuckleballer, Wilbur Wood, will be coming on to pitch for the Sox. He is pitcher number 5 on the night. So Wilbur Wood facing Campaneris, Hargrove, and Horton. Start at the bottom of the 12th. 1-6 for Campy against the lefties, a fly to right. 1 away. Here's Hargrove, lefty on lefty. 1-5 is a walk, so Hargrove, 1-out walk. The D Steeler, he's not going anywhere. Here's Horton, but he will be held. 3-9 for Horton against the lefty. Fly ball to right, that's 2 down. And Toby Hara, the last man standing between us and the 13th inning. 3-10 against a lefty. That's a home run chance. He's got a chance to walk this thing off. 1-14 will be a home run for Toby Hara. 2-run shot to win the game. 15-20, we're going to the 13th. It's a 20, we're going to the 13th inning. Thought they had it there, but Orta was at the track and made the catch. And we go to the 13th, and now I've got to come up with another way to keep score because my book runneth out. So let's see what I'm going to do here to keep score. See if I can just use a scratch piece. I guess I'll just use a scratch piece of paper and just do it kind of manually. Not the most efficient way in the world, but we'll see. So top of the 13th, and it's going to be top of the order. It'll be Gar Bannister. So Gar Bannister. Don't try this at home. Gar Bannister and Orta. Here in the top of the 13th, Lindblad will be pitching his. Well, he's already pitched 2 innings, so they may have to take him out. Let's check his fatigue. Actually, he's got a fatigue of 3, so they're going to keep him in there. He hasn't given up hardly anything, I don't think. And he gave up 3 singles, so, well, you know what? But they don't have a whole lot of in their bullpen. Their bullpen is kind of. They do have Mike Baxick, a lefty, who only pitched 2 innings all year. He's on the computer, but he's not, obviously don't have a card for him. Nelson Briles is both a starter and a reliever. So they're going to go to Nelson Briles. He's not scheduled to start for a while. So they need long relief, and they're going to go to Nelson Briles. So let's get Nelson Briles in here. Nelson Briles. Nelson Briles. Where are you, Nelson Briles? Let's find Nelson Briles. Tell me he ran away. Here he is down here. There he is. Nelson Briles. He is a 6 starter, but he is rated for relief. So Nelson Briles will be the starter, or the reliever. I'll put him in as the 5th reliever for the Rangers here in the top of the 13th. So unorthodox way of keeping score now, just on a piece of paper. And I'll put all this stuff in the computer later to finalize it out. The score, top of the 13th, 5-3. 5-3 is a fly ball left field X. Left fielder for the Rangers is Claudell Washington, and he is a 4 E8. So not very good range. He might fall in. 4-12 though is probably going to be caught. Let's check it out here. 4-12. It is caught. Barely. 4-11 would have been a hit. 4-12 is caught. This is an 11, and he is an E8. So E8. There is no 11, so it's good play. Good play for Claudell. He got to it. Fly to left. And Gar is retired to start the 13th. Here is Bannister. 6-5. That's ground ball shortstop X. That's Campaneris. And Campaneris is a 2 E29. 2-12, he'll get to that. E29 and a 13. E29, there is no 13, so it's good play for Campaneris. And we go to George Orta. 2 outs, nobody on, top of the 13th, tied at 6. 5-10. 5-10, catcher X. That is Sundberg. And Sundberg is a 1 E2, so not much chance of any kind of an error on a 1 E2. 1 and a 15. A 1 and a 15 for a catcher. 1 and a 15 is a foul out. And this is an 11, and he is an E2. No 11, so it's good play. Foul out to Sundberg. Ends the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 13th. Still tied at 6. Let me write this up here. 6-6. All right, tied 6-6. And Wilbur Wood back out. So both these pitchers are going to go a while. They're both rated for long relief. So they're going to go until somebody wins this thing. Ken Henderson leads off for the Rangers. It'll be Henderson, Henderson, Wills, and Sundberg. Henderson, Wills, and Sundberg. And if anybody gets on, Benitez. So right now, Henderson, switch hitter, batting right-handed. 4-5 is a ground ball to short, handled by Bannister. 1 away. Here's Bump Wills. 5-9. Struck him out. He's not tired yet. Struck him out. 2 down, and it's up to Sundberg. Or we're going to the 14th. 4-6 is a single, so Sundberg does get the 2-out single. And now that brings up Benitez. I realize this is very sloppy, but I'm just trying to be expeditious, if that's a word. 3-5 against a lefty. Struck him out. That was an expeditious strikeout to end the inning. So we go to the top of the 14th. Still tied at 6. And we'll see who's going to come up for the Sox to face Nelson Briles. It will be Richie Zisk. It'll be Zisk, Spencer, and Nordhagen, because remember Nordhagen came in for Gamble. So it's Zisk, Spencer, and Nordhagen. In the top of the 14th against Nelson Briles. 6-6. Fly ball to right, handled by Henderson, 1 away. Brings up Spencer. 6-2 against a lefty. Ground ball to first, that's 2 away. He's not tired, so that dot didn't take effect. Here's Nordhagen. 3-3, ground ball to second. Innings over, 1-2-3 inning for Briles. We go to the bottom of the 14th. Don't try scoring like this at home, folks. Leave it to the professionals, and I'm not a professional. That's why I look so sloppy. All right, here is Wilbur Wood back out, and he will be facing top of the order, Claudell Washington. So it's going to be Washington, Campaneris, and Hargrove. So those are the first 3 in the order. Here's Washington, lefty on lefty, 6'11", ground ball pitcher X. He is a 2E0, so he can't make an error, but we do need to check the range. That is a 17. He's a 2. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a good play. We'll just verify that. 2 and a 17 is a G1, so good play there. No issues whatsoever. Brings up Bert Campaneris. 310 rather is a ground ball back to Wood, and that's 2 in a row. They've gone right back to the mound. 2 up, 2 down for Hargrove. Looks like we're going to the 15th. 6-11, another ground ball pitcher X. So again, back to Wood. And again, he's an E. I'm sorry, he's a 2 with an E0. 2 and a 6. A 2 and a 6. 2 and a 6 is a G3. He'll make the play. So it would have had to have been a 1 or a 2 on this D20 to be a hit. So all 3 outs are ground outs to the pitcher. We go to the 15th. Still tied at 6. And will this game end? Who knows? Well, so if you're chatting, hopefully that gives you more time to chat. If I haven't bored you to tears already. Here is Chet Lemon. So we got Lemon, Soderholm, and Essien are the 3 up for the Sox here in the top of the 15th. 112 for Lemon. That's damage. 1's a double. Anything else will be a single. But at least it's a base runner for the Sox. And that's what it is, a single. So a single for Lemon. He's a C stealer. Briles doesn't hold anybody. He's a 0 on his hold. Sundberg is a -4. So I think it's going to put the kibosh on that right away. Because as a C stealer, you're looking at an 11 being held, -2, -4. You're looking at a 1 to 5, so forget it. Here's Soderholm, 1-5, fly ball to left, 1 away. Here's Essien, back to that man Essien again, 1-4, and he's going to walk. So that's going to put 2 on with only 1 out, and we're back to the top of the order and Ralph Garr. Garr flew out to left his last time up. 4-7 against Briles. 1-12 is a single, but it's only 1 star, so it would only load the bases. 13-20, he lines to second. That's a single for Garr, and that's going to load the bases. Bases are loaded for Bannister. Now, do they play the infield in, or do they set up for a double play? They're going to play, let's see here. Bannister's got quite a few ground ball A's, so they're going to set up for a double play. 5-9, but it ain't going to matter. 1-18 is a home run, but he does have weak power, but at least be a single with 2 stars. So at the very minimum, 2 runs are going to score here. 5-9, 1-18 will be a single. 19-20 will be a double. But 2 runs are going to score on that weak power home run. And that's what we got in 18, so that's a single, 2 stars. So that means Lemon and Essien will both score on the hit by Bannister, and the Sox now lead it 8-6. 8-6. And Briles a little frustrated. Here's Orta. Oh, and Gar went to third on that play. Don't forget. So now runners are at the corners with 2 outs for George Orta. 4-3. Ground ball pitcher X. He's a 4-E0. So again, he can't make an error, but we're going to check the 4 for range. That's a 17. He'll get to that. So Orta grounds to the pitcher to end the inning. But it's 8-6 as we go to the bottom of the 16th. And Wilbur Wood going to stay in there again, obviously, might as well. Don't have a lot left in their bullpen. They're kind of strung out. It'll be Willie Horton. It'll be Horton, Hara, and Henderson, the Triple H. Triple H. Don't know if DX is around, but Triple H is right here. Horton, Hara, and Henderson. Triple H. Right here. It's an 8-6 lead. Here's Willie Horton. 6-7, and that's a single off of Wood, so don't count the Rangers out yet. That is a single. Here's Toby Hara. 2-7 against the lefty. It's a fly to center. 1 away. Brings up Henderson, and on deck is Bump Wills. So let's write Bump Wills in here. All right, here's Henderson. 5-4. Switch hitter batting right. 5-4. Oh, he missed a home run chance. 5-5 would have been a home run chance to tie it. 5-4 is simply a fly to center. Handled by Lemon. 2 down, so it's up to Bump Wills, who already has a homer in this game. 6-11, not this time though. It's a ground ball pitcher X. He's a 2-E0, so unless this D20 is a 1 or a 2, the game will be over. Mercifully. And it is. So ground out there, and the ball game is over. It is the Sox winning it 8-6 over Texas. I'll do all the totals later on the computer. Sox now improved to 16-11 on the season, and they'll have 2 more in Texas before going home. So that marathon is over. It's been 1 hour and 7 minutes according to my clock here. So if you made it through the whole thing, kudos to you. If I could give you a prize, I would. But as you see, my score sheet only went 12 innings, so I had to kind of ad-lib what I was going to do here. First time I ever run out of room on my score sheet like that, but it happens once every blue moon. So from Arlington Stadium in Texas, it is the final score of Chicago 8, Texas 6. Winner was Wilbur Wood. The loser was Nelson Briles. And the big hit of the game, Alan Bannister's 2-run single with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Actually, I think it was only 1 out. I think I shorted him an out here, actually, now I'm looking at this. There was 1 out there and 2 outs there. That might have been a double play. I guess that would have been a double play, so we'll just call it that anyway. 1-6-3. 1-6-6-3 double play. This late in the game, I'm not going to worry about it. So either way, Sox win at 8-6, improved to 16-11, and see if they can't try to move up the leaderboard in that tough AL West. So that's going to do it from here at Arlington Stadium. Next video of the Sox will be when they're back home, taking on, I believe it's the Cleveland Indians again. I think they get a return trip home against Cleveland. They'll be at the friendly confines of Comiskey and see if Harry Carey and company can't lead them on to more victories. So that's it from here. Appreciate you guys hanging on this long. It's been almost 69 minutes now, so you get the Iron Man Award or Iron Woman Award if it's a woman watching this. And until next time, I'm worn out, and I will see you all down the road.